we actually identify with greatness so well because we all have it inside of us. When you're truly inspired to be the best version of yourself, if you can't find a way, you're going to make the way. There's one thing that's definitive in life is that nothing's going to remain the same. Control the things that you can control and celebrate the hell out of those things. Motivation is something that's very temporary. Inspiration lasts forever. It represents your goal, your dream, your calling, your purpose in life. And everyone has dreams, everyone has goals, and that is your it. You're proving it every single day. Then you're pursuing your better. You're pursuing your dreams.
All right. How's everybody doing out there? I know it's a little bit late. Well, I guess that all depends on where you're coming in from, because seeing as how this is a global conversation, we have people right now. I know probably the amazing Lola will jump on. Simple Sustainable Keto. She is in California, 3 hours behind, so it's perfect timing for her. So I guess everything in life is boiled down to perspective, if that makes sense, right? What I want to share here tonight is really, first and foremost, does your motherboard have a short circuit? What do I mean by that? I'm a true believer in tools. Man, forgive me guys, I'm gonna go ahead and preference this whole thing by this right here as I get started. I started about 10 days ago on a journey, and hopefully you guys are following my journey. And if you're not, please follow the journey. If you guys are dropping comments down below, please drop the comments. Let me know where you're coming in from. Everything's a little blurry right now. I probably won't be able to see the comments, but I felt like I had to come to you and bring this to you right now. Because again, I started this journey about 10 days ago. And for you guys that aren't following me, please follow me. I'm doing a 100-day run. What I mean by 100-day run, that doesn't mean you have to run for 100 days. I am, but you don't have to. That means we're going to become the best version of ourselves within 100 days. I am. If you choose to follow along, if you choose to join in, that's up to you. I'm going to do it in 10-day sprints. So I'm finishing up the 10 days right now. And I just did 14 miles tonight. So for you guys that aren't familiar with running, and let me tell you this, I'm not familiar with running. I'm sorry guys, if in Instagram, I'm looking at Facebook. We're on 5 different platforms here on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. Because the reality of the matter here is, guys, we need to make positivity louder. We need to inspire others to make a change. What do I mean by that? I had a great conversation with a gentleman earlier, Sean Roberts, out of Orlando. And he always calls me for inspiration, and I lean on him for inspiration too, right? Both amazing brothers in Christ. As a matter of fact, we're all children of God. But what I want to say about that is, you know, this 100-day journey started because through this quarantine, through this unprecedented times, and again, forgive me guys if I'm a little bit winded, but I honestly just got done running 14 miles. I came straight in. I had your favorite keto coach, Daniela Yanez, the dental hygienist, set up my computers and things because I felt like I needed to get this out to you guys. And hopefully you guys are sharing this out. Hopefully you guys are sharing this to follow my journey. And it's not about me, guys. First and foremost, it's not about me. I do everything for the glory of God. I stand here in front of you today because He allowed me to wake up this morning to take another breath. We all have peaks, we all have valleys. We all go through tough times. I have an addictive personality. To be honest with you, you all have addictive personalities. It's just a matter of what you're addicted to. Some of us are addicted to negativity right now. Some of us are addicted to the news. Some of us are addicted to politics. Some of us are addicted to mainstream media. Whatever it is you're addicted to right now, check yourself. I had to check myself. And the reason I say that is, please guys, share this out. I'm going to say some things right now. My mind right now, if you guys have ever heard of a runner's high, I've been high in many different ways. And this runner's high is something that you can't even explain. And why do I even say that, guys? Because, again, there's peaks and valleys. Life is full of peaks and valleys. What you have to remember is, even in those valleys, you're there for a reason. They're learning lessons. They're the blessings. You don't understand those are the blessings when you're in the middle of those moments. Those can be the darkest moments of your life. I've been in some dark moments. I've been in some long, dark moments. And again, it's not about me, guys. It's not about me. It's truly about the glory of God that's been by my side to take me through each and every way. Thank God I had an amazing God-fearing grandmother that took me to church as a little kid every Sunday. Spent a lot of weekends in Pompano with my grandmother and grandfather. But my grandmother was a rock to my faith. And God rest her soul. I know she's in a better place. I know she's looking down. And I know she's proud of the man that I'm becoming. Because to be honest, we're never done. It's never over. And guys, hopefully you guys are on here and you're dropping comments below. Hopefully you guys are sharing this out. And I only say that because there's so many people out there. Again, it's not about me. It has nothing to do with me. And I want you guys to understand that. The minute that we think it's about us, the minute that we think that our flesh is strong enough, the minute that our arrogance gets in the way, and don't get me wrong, like I've been in those places. I'm the most humble person now. I have peace in my life. I have everything's at God's feet. And whether you guys believe this or not, no matter what your belief system is, I'm sharing from the heart right now. And I always share from the heart. But you guys are getting it raw because I just ran 14 miles. And I didn't want to run, to be completely honest with you. I've been putting it off all day, and I had to go get my son today. He lives with his mother, and I was in a 20-year marriage. And about 5 years ago, things started to, go in different directions. And it's not something that I'm proud of, but it's something that I went through. And I just got done telling you guys that peaks and valleys, right? And it's nothing that we just made a decision to decide and say, hey, that's it. No, it was a work in progress for a long time. But I say all that to say this, he was at his mother's, so I had to leave and go pick him up this morning. And then other things got in the way. And like I said, I've been on this journey for the last 10 days. And I want you guys to follow my Instagram stories, and I want you to follow my highlights, and I want you to follow my my Facebook stories, Keto Every Day, Vaughn Hendricks, Keto Jesus on Facebook. And the reason I want you to follow this, guys, again, it's not about me. I want you guys to share this out because I want to be able to inspire others to understand no matter what moment they're in their life right now, no matter where you're at, no matter where you're sitting, no matter how dark you think the place is, and no matter how much you believe there's no hope, there's people out there right now that want to end their lives. God's honest truth. I've been in those places, right, where you just feel like there's no hope. And I want to encourage each and every person out there that feels that way right now. There's hope. There's people to reach out to. I was talking to Sean Roberts, and he runs an amazing organization called AMRAC. Look him up, and it's all about anti-bullying. He shoots short films, and we just finished up shooting one with him in Orlando. We went back and forth to Orlando 3 or 4 times. Excuse me, guys, sorry. If you guys are just jumping on, I just ran 14 miles. So if I look a little flush or winded, that's exactly why. But I wanted to bring this to you guys because I want to inspire as many people to understand that we're in unprecedented times. We're in unprecedented times. Nobody has ever seen this before. Nobody knows what tomorrow brings. there's a lot of people that speculate out there, and I don't live in speculation. I'm not out there to run an agenda. I'm out here to inspire others to become the best version of who God created them to be. And I know there's so many out there in a dark place, because in the beginning of this pandemic, probably about 90 days ago now, I was doing good. I was on here doing keto kitchens. We usually run, when the pandemic's not here, every week we would have people in the keto kitchen here. We would teach them to make simple swaps. Swap this for that to make things keto friendly, to make things low carb. We would have anywhere between 1 person to 50 or 60 people sometimes. And I would always tell Daniela, there's nothing, don't get anxious that we only have 1 person here, because the person that was here needed everything we had to give. When there's 50 people here, it's amazing, because we've had pastors sitting in here that I never even knew were pastors that came in here and pour into the people that are here at the time that absolutely need it, that I wouldn't have been able to give them those things. So honestly, guys, the Lord works through us. And hopefully you guys understand. I believe that's totally up to you. But I'm telling you how it works for me. I've seen it. My flesh is not strong enough. To be God's honest, the truth, if I didn't have him by my side, I wouldn't be standing here right now with you guys. Peaks and valleys. So I say all that because I want you guys to share this out. And it's not to do any other than to inspire others to come out of the place they're in. 90 days ago, I was doing great. I was on here every day, coming on, inspiring others, giving people something positive, plugging into positivity. I had Zoom calls going on. We had all kinds of things going on. First 30 days, everything was great. 60 days into it, seemed like everything was still okay, right? I started getting away from the word a little bit. I wasn't into the Bible as much as I was in the very beginning. I was listening to sermons every day. I was listening to many different sermons. I was listening to worship music every morning. I'm just telling you guys, this is what feeds me. It's what feeds my soul. And I started to notice that other things were getting in the way, and I wasn't reaching out to that so much anymore. So sometimes we don't notice things until they're upon us, until it's creeped in so far that you're in it, right? So, yeah. Guys, as you're coming on, if you're dropping comments, there should be a little link in the bottom that says something about StreamYard. If you click that, I'll know who's actually dropping the comments. Because right here, you see it just says Facebook user. I don't really know who's dropping the comments or what section you're coming in from. Because, again, we're on 5 different platforms. We're on YouTube. We're on the Keto Kitchen Palm Beach. We're on Keto Tips, Recipes, and More. We're on the Keto Everyday page. We're on my personal page. And we're on Instagram. Guys, on Instagram, if you guys could share this out. I don't use Instagram enough. I'm sorry. It's just a platform I haven't utilized. But I've been checked out to do the stress and many other things. I have just completely shut down. I need to get back on track somehow. There you go. This is why, guys, okay? I want you guys to read that comment. Hopefully you guys on Instagram, you can't see it because it's coming in down below right here. Hey, Lola. And I'm not even sure who this is, and it doesn't even matter. So right now it's anonymous, and that's perfectly fine. I know we hit dark sometimes, brother. I've been checked out due to stress and many other things. I have just completely shut down. I need to get back on track somehow. I feel the same way, right? So, Troy, thank you, brother. Troy, thank you for sharing that, because this is exactly why I do what I do. And Troy, share this out. There's many of us that feel the same way. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to come back to your comment, Troy. 30 days in, great. 60 days in, okay, I could deal with it. 90 days started creeping in, and to be completely honest, things started shifting. I was in I don't even know what you call it. People, depression, dark moments, peaks, valleys, whatever it is. Comes back to tools. You guys will notice my title here, Does your motherboard have a short circuit, right? This is our motherboard, guys. This is it. You see it? This is the most powerful tool you have, okay? Sometimes it short circuits. Sometimes it gets filled with junk. Sometimes it gets filled with negativity. Sometimes it gets filled with just the vicious cycle of negativity. And let me tell you what, there's nothing, this is the most powerful tool you have. So that's why I titled it, Is Your Motherboard Short-Circuited? And then I said, do you have the right tools? The reason why is this is the tool. I didn't want to run 14 miles tonight. I didn't want to do it. Like, to be God's honest truth, I have my son. I picked my son up today. We got some things done. We had something to eat tonight, and we went and got ice cream. But like, the God's honest, I'm a human being, right? And I have my son. So we went over and we made the best choice we could with the ice cream. It's Brendy's. It's an amazing ice cream place, sweetened with stevia. So we made a better choice. But we ate the ice cream, and I got home and I said, you know what? I'm going for a run, because if I don't go, what's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to be my excuse tomorrow? I'm not going to go, right? I got my son again. That's bullcrap. I'm telling you right now, that's bullcrap. And I just want to be completely honest with you guys, because, we all make up excuses. If it's you, drop it down below and be completely honest with yourself. You're not being honest with me. You're not being honest. Listen, it doesn't matter. You are in competition with you. That's it. You are only as good as your last mile. Nobody cares how you started. Nobody cares how you started. When I started this about 10 days ago, I'm going to have to go back and track the days, but I want you guys to follow me on my Instagram stories. I want you guys to follow me on my Facebook stories. That's where I'm posting it daily, and I'm putting in the highlights, because nobody cares that I started 10 days ago, went 2 miles, ran the whole thing, never stretched, never did anything, pulled my left calf. Nobody cares about that. It doesn't matter, right? And to be completely transparent, I have somebody staying here with us because he's in the middle of selling one house and getting into another house. And I want to thank him, because I've been needing to get back into my physical fitness journey. I've been needing to get back on track, right? For me, guys, I just got done telling you, I have an addictive personality. My personality right here, if I don't get movement in, if I don't do something, my mind is not right. And I want to encourage each and every one of you guys that are going through a tough time right now, get some kind of movement in. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Wake up, and I want you to do 10 to 20 minutes of some sort of fasted cardio. Okay? Because when you win your morning, you'll win your day. I don't care, jumping jacks. Just tried to do a jumping jack. My legs are like jello. So do some sort of cardio. Whatever it is, do something. I don't care if it's push-ups. I don't care if it's a brisk walk. I don't care if it's a slow walk. I don't care what it is. If you're in a bad spot right now, I'm telling you right now what you need. And listen, some people, I don't walk, I don't do this, I don't do that. Listen, I don't run. I don't run. If you follow my journey in the past, I love HIIT training. I've been a CrossFit guy. I love lifting weights. I've gotten on my bike and I've done 30 miles. But running is not me. I've never run. I've done a 5K here and there. I've never trained for it. I just went out and ran it. And I'm telling you guys this, by the end of the year, I am running a marathon. I'm going to find the marathon, and I'm going to run in a marathon. If anybody wants to commit to that with me and run a half marathon, a marathon, whatever it is, jump aboard and do it. We're training now. It starts now. So I'm not a runner. So I went on, and my boy that's staying with me says, hey, man, you want to start running? I'm like, oh, man. Don't challenge me to anything, by the way. I'm an all-in kind of guy. Running, of course I want to run. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? Let's run. yeah, I just got these new shoes, and she pulls out these new shoes. I'm like, dude, I don't own a pair of running shoes. I own CrossFit shoes. I own, those kind of shoes. And it comes back to the tools again too, right? So he says, you want to run? I'm like, yeah, I want to run. When are we going? Tomorrow morning? All right, let's go. So we get on it and we run. We run the 2 miles, like I was saying. Pull the left calf. Like, I'll get over it. The next day, he didn't end up being here. We didn't run because my calf was hurting. The third day, my calf was still hurting. But I said, you know what? I'm going to do something. Because consistency is key. I'm going to do something, no matter what it is, right? So I went out and I walked, and I believe it was 3.1 miles. I did a little jog, and I walked, I did a little jog, I did a walk, I did a little jog. So I got it in. That's the important part. You guys have to understand, it's the action of the commitment of doing it, right? Like, do it, no matter what. It doesn't have to be great. I just got done telling you, nobody cares where you started. Nobody cares I started 10 days ago and ran the 2 miles and got started that way. And I'm telling you right now, 100 days from now, nobody's going to care that I stood here tonight and ran 14 miles, right? Because that's not the finish line. But when I cross that finish line in the marathon, it's still not going to be over, but they're not going to remember tonight. They're not going to remember the 14 miles as long as I've run through this 10-day journey, 14 miles, because that's over a half a marathon. When I started out tonight, I was hoping I was going to get 5 miles in. I was like, well, if I go 5 miles, that's something. I did something, right? I did it. And I just went. And I want to tell you something. I had some great awarenesses tonight. And it comes back to the tools, okay? Are you using the right tools? If you're a carpenter and you're building a house and you need a 2x4 to be cut in half, you pull out a hammer and you try to cut the 2x4 in half. Is it going to work? It's not the right tool, right? So I'll go back around to when Darren was talking about, running, and he got these amazing running shoes, right? He did all this research, got these running shoes. I'm like, yeah, I don't need running shoes. Let's just run. I don't know. No idea. This is what I started with. Metcons. This is definitely not a running shoe, I promise you, okay? Metcons is a CrossFit shoe, HIIT training shoe. That's what that is. So after about 4 or 5 days of this, because I went from 3 miles to 6 miles to 8 miles to 10 miles to 14 miles, the top of my foot was killing me, my left foot. So yesterday I went 10 miles, and the day before I went 10 miles, but yesterday I got about 6 miles in, and I had to walk the rest of the way because my foot was killing me that bad. So tonight I have another pair of shoes in the closet. And these probably aren't even running shoes. You guys know better than me. I have no idea. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Air Hirachis. I don't think. They're more like a basketball shoe or something. I have no idea. But I can tell you this, my foot felt a lot better. So that's a better tool than the first tool I was using, right? Because I know I can go back out running again tomorrow because my foot's not even hurting me. So when we talk about tools, what tools are you using? Are you using alcohol to cope through the times that we're in right now? Are you using vices and crutches? We're all in this together. So I want you guys to share this out, please. Share this out. And you guys on Instagram, I don't even know if you share out on Instagram. I have no idea what happens on Instagram. I'm sorry. I need to get better on Instagram. I just don't use it enough. But I am making a conscious decision to do better at that, right? So through this process, I got better shoes. I went 14 miles. I started out not wanting to run at all, thinking if I got 5 miles in, that was great. Perfect. What tools are you using? How are you feeling right now? Even if you're back to work, nothing's normal. I don't even know what normal is. Like, you guys have to be feeling the same way that I feel. When I go out somewhere and I got to put this freaking mask on, And I don't say that in a way of like disrespect anybody out there, because, well, whatever your beliefs are, you know, the fact of the matter is it's real, it's here, it's, you know, people are suffering from it. My heart goes out to everybody that has dealt with it. I actually had some family members that, you know, had gotten tested for it because they were around some other people that had it and things like that. So it's real, right? But we opened up. Now we're closing certain things back down again. And I expressed to the church, because we go to church and the church that we normally go to isn't open yet, and still there's a lot of great online stuff that we utilize. But we've been going to another church, Life Church, and the first day I walked in there, like, you could feel the Holy Spirit, like walking up to the worship music. You know, I just had chills, and the sermon was amazing. And when we got done, I said to the pastor, I said, you know, thank you. Thank you, number one, for opening the doors. Thank you, number two, you know, for being mindful, bringing people in, and, you know, they're spaced out, you know, I mean, you had the proper protocols and things like that. But I said, please don't shut down again, because if I'm feeling this way, if I'm feeling that I need this, I know that there's others out there suffering way more than I am that need it. I know that there's people out there suffering with addictions, with AA, NA, that don't have places to plug into. We have online sources to go to, but online is one thing. And don't get me wrong, innovate, create, do it, become the best version of you through a platform like this. But there's something about fellowshipping and getting together in a community, right? Like, if you guys don't have a community, plug into something that's a community for you. Plug into positivity, please. That's why I asked you guys to share this out. I don't ask you guys to share this out. Again, some of you guys have just jumped on. This isn't about me. This has nothing to do about me. This has to do with inspiring others to make a shift in their life because they're going through some moments. And whether they speak it aloud to you or not, you can probably notice that they're going through some of these moments. So share this with those people. Tag those people in this. Like, get it to the people. Have them follow the stories. Have them come along the journey. You know, have them start something. Guys, your journey doesn't have to be running 14 miles with me. You know, I'm in competition with myself. Like, I'm going to also share some things that happened tonight to me that actually really emphasizes how powerful this tool is. This is it right here. If you can switch this around, if you can get past the 40% that we use, it's a game changer. Game changer. So this is also a great tool. Okay, you gotta stay hydrated, guys. Hydration is key. I have, you know, and we can go into water another time, but, you know, almost 24 ounces of water here. But I also have Mitoplex, because the fact of the matter is, electrolytes are key. You need electrolytes. You run 14 miles, you need to replenish. I also have another tool that when I finish that, I'm going to show you what it is, because it's going to help me sleep like a baby. So with that 14-mile run. But, you know, I encourage you guys to share this out, to inspire others. I encourage you guys that are in the keto conversation with us to share this conversation, to continue to be loud and proud about this conversation, because this conversation makes shifts in people's minds, to create, you know, the best version of who God created them to be, right? And it's just all simply about doing better, being better, and feeling better, and giving people happiness. If you guys don't know what that means, and I had a great, normally I always listen to something when I run. You know, Ed Milet, if you guys have never checked out Ed Milet, you want to plug into positivity? The dude is a beast. Check him out. And he said one thing one time, and he goes, no matter what you do in life, if you sell a car, if you sell a house, if you sell hair product, if you sell makeup, if you sell shoes, it doesn't matter. What you need to understand is you're selling happiness. Happiness. Everybody just wants to be happy. That's it. What's your happiness? People go buy a car, a Toyota, a Mercedes, a BMW. At the moment, that's the happiness, right? And he brought up Ray Kroc, and he brought up and he said, what's the largest and best selling meal on the market? Does anybody know? If you guys know what that is, drop in the comments down below. And, when he said it, I was like, wow, there's no truer statement than that. It's truly about making people happy. That's it. So if you can give something to somebody that puts them in a better mood, makes them a better person, creates compliance in their life, what does that equal? That equals happiness, right? Not only does it equal happiness for them, but if they become the best version of themselves and they're a mom, they're a dad, what do you think is going to happen? The family's going to be happier, right? You're not only bringing happiness to that person, you're bringing happiness to a family. So hopefully that makes sense. And thank you guys that share this conversation and create this ripple effect with us globally, because I hope you understand how powerful it is what you're doing. And I hope you don't let any negativity, because I can promise you this, as soon as something big is about to happen, as soon as you're about to share it with somebody that's going to create a ripple effect that's going to take this thing around the globe, people are going to come in and knock you down. People are going to come in and tell you, it's one of those things, that doesn't work, Like, it's going to happen, right? I encourage you to do this. At that particular moment in time, double down on your beliefs. Double down on what it is you were just about to do. So if you were going to go share with somebody, or you were going to go have a conversation with somebody about, ketones, ketogenic lifestyle, whatever it is, and you just got some negativity, don't let that stop you. Because I'm telling you right now, the devil tries to come in and he tries to put up barriers. So all that is a roadblock. And it's a roadblock, and it's your resistance to get to where you need to go to share it with somebody that needs a shift in their life. So the minute, and what happens in life is we all get down. Like, oh my gosh, is that right? Oh man, we get in our own heads, right? No, it's not right. We have stuff that's changing people's lives that I've seen for the last 4 years, the power behind it, because not only have I seen it, I feel it, I live it. I am a changed person, right? This stuff has helped me create mind, body, spirit, like 100%. I was talking about my grandmother being the rock, taking me to church every Sunday. As a kid, I didn't want to do it. As I grew up, I fell away from it. But I understood it. I had a relationship, but I didn't, I got distant from it. But God never got distant from me. God was always by me. He's the one that brought me through those valleys. He's the one that brought me through those dark moments. So anytime you're in those dark moments, lean on that. Even if you don't have a relationship, even if you don't believe. It's not about a religion. It's about plugging into positivity. I say to people a lot of times about church, I say, why don't you come on to church with me? Nah, I don't believe in that. I'm like, I didn't ask you to believe. I just asked you to ride to church with me, right? And I'm like, well, I had this one guy tell me one time, well, I'm Jewish, I can't go. I'm like, why? Because your last name is, you're like, I don't understand. Do you practice? Do you go? No. And I'm like, well, you can go, right? Like, just jump in the car and let's walk in, right? All you're going to get is positivity. You're not going to find negativity in there. It's going to be positive people. What's the problem with being around positive people? I don't know. Are you afraid of what you might find? Are you afraid that you might have to make a change in your life? Are you afraid? I don't know. Like, only you guys can answer that. But that's another tool, right? For me, that's a tool. Like, that is the tool, right? That is the tool that runs this. That's the tool that runs through me. So with that being said, guys, I want to go back real quick to the 14-mile run that I did, and then I'll let you guys go. I'm rambling on a little bit, but I'm a little bit winded, but I feel great now. I just put that electrolyte in me. I feel amazing. I'm not going to attempt to do a jumping jack again, though, because My legs are jelly. So right here, this is another great tool, right? Fuel source. You guys fuel your car up every day, right? And if you guys are driving high performance cars out there, if you guys are driving, you know, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, you know, whatever you're driving out there, Maseratis, I don't know what you're driving, right? Heck, even if you're driving, you know, Mercedes, Lexus, like, you know, are you putting the 89 octane fuel in your car? They would suggest against that, you know, when it comes to the manufacturer. They would probably tell you, like, don't put that in the car. It's not gonna perform properly. So what are you putting in your body for fuel, right? Carbs, sugars, things like that. Is that your fuel source? That's like 89 octane. For a while, it'll work. For a while, you know, you'll be able to utilize it as the fuel source that it is. But then soon, just like in a car, you know, those pistons and the cylinders, they're gonna start getting like gunked up, right? Because that fuel's not good. So then those pistons aren't gonna fire the same, right? And they're gonna be off. Same thing with your body. Your cells aren't gonna accept it the same. Your mitochondria, it's not gonna work properly, right? And that's the powerhouse of the system. That's what keeps us rolling, right? So you want to put the jet fuel in there. You want to put the super fuel in there, if you will. So how are you fueling your body? Right? You just saw me drinking an electrolyte. Are you guys utilizing electrolytes? Do you guys utilize pink Himalayan sea salt? I don't know. Like, you guys would have to let me know what it is that you're using. But the fact of the matter is, it's simply about making a shift. And I'm going to get to the running part right now because that's where the shift comes in. I'm also utilizing, guys, right here, it's something called signal defense. I'm gonna actually show you. You know, we're in some rough times right now, and you know, health is key, right? So, not that this is going to stave off the virus or anything like that, but we want to do what we can to, you know, give us the best opportunity possible. So when you're talking here, you know, I mean, you're talking vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, zinc, potassium, you know, like C-Med. This stuff here is amazing, and I've been utilizing it 3 times a day, and I'll tell you what, it's been a game changer. I just mix it right in with my other drink there. True Passion. If you guys love True Passion out there, let me know. If you guys love the Harvest out there, let me know, because if you guys haven't tried Harvest, make sure you drop something down below, because Harvest, you might want to give it a try, because I believe it might be coming back out here soon. So making that shift, right? When I was running tonight, I usually always listen to something. I'm usually running during the day. Tonight there was a big shift, and I started running. And a lot of times I listen to the Bible app, and I listen to things, you know, like I said, Ed Milet or Stephen Furtick or something like that. And not that that's noise, but sometimes we need to shut the noise down, right? If that makes sense, we need to shut it down. So there wasn't a lot of cars on the road. So again, the noise was kind of, you know, muffled. And it was muffled because I still plugged these in, right? But I had nothing coming through. So like right now, I'm in my own head, right? So as I started to run, I started to control my breathing. I started to notice my breathing. And I started to really start to control that. And it's the first time I've done that through this 10 days, through this running. You know, normally I'm like, when did I stop? And just breathe for a little bit and then walk and then run. But I started really getting that diaphragm and running through it, right? And as I was doing that, the running got easier. And again, it was because of this tool right here, my mind shift, right? 1 degree shift. So what I did was, it's not about the physical being. The physical being is going to do what the mental being says, right? If your mind says you're going to do it, your legs are going to follow. Your legs just aren't going to fall off, right? I don't care how tired they get. You're not going to be running and be like, oh, it'll lock up and just not go anywhere, right? It's all about this right here. So when I started to realize that and I started to make that shift, because, you know, I equate a lot of things in life to like being in a battle, right? So like if you're in a war zone, right? You're in a war zone, you know, how are you going to react in that war zone? And a lot of us, you know, we have a lot of warriors on the field, right? So we go out there and we're in life and we're battling and you know, a lot of the warriors are just in battle, if that makes sense. Like we're just in it. Like life's there, like you're in the battle, you're in the battle, you're in the battle. But then there's times where you have the leaders of the battle, right? And what do? As all this battling is going on, they kind of pull themselves back out of the situation so they can actually see the full picture, right? So now they can see if they're being flanked on the right, if they're being flanked on the left, where it's coming from, right? Where's the resistance coming from? You know, when over here, when you're just in the battle, you're just battling, you're just grinding, right? You're just in it, you're just in it. So sometimes we got to stop the noise. So like if you're in a war like that and all these gunfire and all this stuff's going off, you almost got to like take that out of your mind. And not that it's not there, because you'll still hear it, but it'll be muffled, if that makes sense. The noise around you will get muffled. And as it gets muffled, you can kind of like start to see the bigger picture. If this makes sense to you guys, let me know. For me, it was amazing. And I was seeing it from a different view, right? Sometimes we just need to change our view. Sometimes we just need to take a little shift, a 1 degree shift, and it'll change everything. Sometimes you just got to try something different, and it'll change everything. Unless you're scared of the change, I don't know. I mean, it truly, like, you have to be ready for the change. But sometimes you need to take the step. We don't always take the step. Just like I said, walking in the church doors, you're afraid of what you might find, right? Like, if I told you, listen, start drinking this amazing drink and do the keto diet, and you're going to have to stop eating cake and pizza, and you're not going to have any more beer and no wine, and you're not going to be able to do this, and you're not going to be able to do that, and you're only going to eat once a day, and this, and this, you'd be like, whoa, like, that's ridiculous. Even though it's going to be the best thing for you, even though you're going to live 15 more years, just say, you know, I don't know, but just say that's the way it was. Like, even if you knew that, even if you knew that if I did all these things, it's going to extend my life. And I'm going to be able to be with my kids. I'm going to be able to do this, you know how many people would still say no? You know how many people would still say no? They do it every day. They continue to say no, right? Because they're afraid they're going to have to step out of their comfort zone and do something that they're not used to. And I'm going to tell you right now, the only way to get better in life, the only way to become the best version of who God created you to be is get outside your comfort zone. You can't live in your comfort zone. I'm telling you right now, if you guys are living in your comfort zone, I'm not telling you, but I'm gonna express with everything I have. Do the uncomfortable things. Do you think I want to go out there running at 2:00 in the afternoon when we're in South Florida and it's 100 degrees and the heat index is crazy and whatever? You know how many people were walking dogs and umbrellas and stuff like that? And they're like, it's a little hot to run, isn't it? And I said, well, sometimes we got to do the things we don't want to do, right? And the fact of the matter is, that's life. I could have easily said, nah, today I'm not going to run. I'm not a runner, and it's hot out. I'm not going to do it, blah, 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 right? That would be comfortable. I'll come back, sit on the computer, get back to work, do things like that. That would be my comfort zone. But I'm 10 days in, guys. 14 miles I ran tonight. Okay, I ran 14 miles. I didn't start off tonight thinking I was going to run 14 miles, but I didn't. And I was running about a 10 and a half minute mile. So, and again, like when I started, it's not about where you start. It's about how you finish. Like no matter what, my legs were killing me like at the end of it. And I had done a like 11:40 something minute mile, because another great tool, guys, right? So here's the tool. Guys, we talk about tools, man. I'm all about tools. So I'll put my phone on here, and I'm actually using my phone up here, but I have an amazing app. It's called Strava, and it's just what I use. It's free. It tracks me. Each mile, it tells me you're at 1 mile, and you're at this time, and your last mile was this amount, right? So that's an amazing tool, because you know what that does? That tells me pick up the pace. You're slowing down, right? So that plugs into this little thing up here. And it's like you're only as good as your last mile. You're only as good as your last mile. Don't stop now. Don't stop now. 7 miles in, 8 miles in. You know, I was like, all right, I got this. Why? Because I kept getting reminded. And then I hit one where I thought I was doing good. You know, I was like, man, all right, I'm doing good. I was at like 10 minutes and 30 seconds the time before. I went another mile, and it's like, oh, your mile was 11 something. I'm like, what? No way, right? I picked up the pace. Next time it was 10:19. There you go, right? You are only in competition with you. So you guys want to join this journey with me, this 100-day run that I'm doing? Follow me, whatever it is you want to do. If you want to join it with me, you want to be involved in it. Listen, it's not in competition with me. It's not about running 14 miles. It's not about by the end of the year running a marathon. If you run a 5K by the end of the year, it may be more than you've ever done, right? So you're in competition with yourself. So don't think if you join this 100-day run, you got to be running 77,000 miles. That's not the way that it is, right? I'm that kind of person. I'm not gonna settle, right? Like I'm gonna get it done no matter what it takes, and that's just my personality. It's the way God created me, and it's been very negative at times, and then it's been very positive at times, right? It's how you use that tool that God has given you, right? It's a powerful tool, but let me promise you this. If you go the wrong way with it, it could be the most detrimental tool that you have. So, just taking yourself out of the situation sometimes, guys, and seeing what's going on around you. Like I keep calling it the quarantine. We're not really quarantined anymore, I guess. It's the pandemic. You know, the things that are going on around us. I encourage you to please share this kind of stuff out. Please find something that's positive on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, whatever it is. Please share the positive stuff out as much as you can. Like, you need to share the positivity. There's so much negativity out there that is bringing people. It brings me down, and I don't even listen to it. I have a TV over here, if you guys can see it. You see it? Never is it on. I haven't watched it in 3.5 years, unless I'm watching something educational that feeds me when it comes to what it is that we do, right? That's it. Because, and it still, like, got me, like, toppling monuments and all the burning buildings. Like, I look, and I never see it, but I scroll one time on Facebook and I see something. I'm like, dude, is this a third world country? Right? Like, what are we doing? And it doesn't matter about your views on it. Doesn't matter about your views on it. I'm not talking views here. I'm not talking what you think. Like, no matter what your views are, when you look at that, that's pure devil. That's pure Satan. When you're burning people's businesses down, when you're toppling monuments that have been there for hundreds of years, like, come on. That happens here? Like, what kind of world are we living in right now? And I don't even consume it. And it's got me going, pfft. So for you guys out there that are consuming that on the daily, I pray for you, because I don't know, I can't even imagine how you're feeling. I mean, it doesn't do me any good. So that's why I always encourage you guys. When I encourage you guys to share this out, again, it's not about me. It's about positivity, making positivity louder. It's about creating environments for people to plug into that may be in a dark spot, that may be in a valley, that maybe just needs somebody to plug into, to maybe send a message to do anything like that, right? That's the key here, guys. And the tools that we utilize, like I said earlier, if you guys are just jumping on, this is the shoes I started running with. Not a running shoe, Metcon, right? It was killing my foot. Here we go. I went out and switched over to these. These probably aren't even running shoes, but they're way better than the other ones. So my tools are getting better, right? So the tools, this is another tool. You guys see this tool here? Tells me how many calories I burn. It tells me, if I'm in my fat burning zone, where I'm at, right? Like, another great tool. If you guys can look at me, I'm all about tools. There's another tool in the background over here, beeping. If you can hear it playing music. It's telling me that whatever she's got cooking in there is done, right? So figure out your tools, figure out what works for you. If you're a carpenter and you're trying to cut a 2x4 in half, the hammer's not gonna work. You're gonna need a skill saw. So where's your tools? What are your tools? What are you fueling your body with? Again, strictly, no matter what it is that you are doing out there, if you're selling a product, if you're a mechanic, if you're, doesn't matter, if you're selling homes, if you're selling houses, cars, whatever. People just want to be happy. So when you can bring happiness to people, you're creating a shift for them that can give them a smile for the day. That can really have them be in a positive realm to help others. So that's what we do here, guys. Again, my electrolytes key. If you guys are doing any kind of physical activity, even if you're not, if you work inside on a computer, hydrate, please. So I'll leave you guys with this. Please follow the journey. I'm going to have another Facebook page I'm going to open. Imagine that, another group. But it's just going to be the 100-day run, or the 100-day run with 10-day sprints. And I just finished the 10 days. Follow my stories on Instagram. Follow my stories on Facebook, because I'm going to go back in, and it's also in the highlights when I started, where I was at, how my progression has gotten, where I've come to. And again, it's not about me. It's just about inspiring others to understand that you guys are strong enough to do it too. And it doesn't mean you got to run. Just make a change in your life. I don't know what it is. If you're doing something that probably is not giving you the best outlook in life, like, try to make a change. And it may not be easy. Listen, it wasn't easy for me to run 14 miles tonight. It hasn't been easy for me to run at all, because I'm not a runner. But sometimes we got to do the things we don't want to do in order to grow, and that's where I'm at. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm claiming it right here, right now, and I'm putting it out there. By the end of the year, that thing will just keep singing back there, Timmy, too, if I don't go in there and shut it off. I was hoping your favorite dental hygienist, your keto dental hygienist, would come out and shut it off, but I guess not. Make a shift. Do something. Tough times, unprecedented times. Hopefully you guys are utilizing platforms like this, and I encourage you guys. It doesn't matter what your story is. You have a story, your journey matters. So please actually share that. That's the most powerful thing you can do. Share your journey, because there's somebody, and I say that, but I say it like this: share your journey, but share your scars, not your wounds. So if you're in the middle of something right now, it may not be the best time to jump on and just share it, because it may be like, right? But once you've gone through certain things, you can look back and you can understand how you got through them. Now when you start sharing that, what happens is there's somebody stuck in that same place you were, and you're the light in their darkness, right? You're the light in the tunnel they can't see on the other end. but now you shine that light in there and they see there's hope. So you honestly were giving somebody hope. So I appreciate you guys. You see I titled this, does your motherboard have a short circuit? Our computers get clogged up with viruses and things like that. Our heads do too. This is your motherboard, right? We got to clean it out sometimes. We got to get rid of the noise. We got to get rid of the things around us. We got to muffle the sounds around us so we can actually see the bigger picture. So I encourage you guys to do that. And I thank you guys for jumping on. And I thank everybody on here that helps us share this amazing conversation, the keto conversation, the ketones that we have, the ones that are on here that are actually keto health coaches that utilize this tool in their system. Like, you guys are absolutely amazing. You guys are creating a ripple effect that I don't even think you guys realize at this moment in time. It's not about what we do today. It's about the legacy that we leave that changes the lives of our children and their children and their children, because we're truly in the midst of generational shifts right now. So hopefully you guys understand that, and your presence matters. Thank you, thank you, thank you. With that being said, guys, I will wrap this thing up. I've been on 56 minutes, but I had to come on because I was like, I got stuff I got to say. I just ran 14 miles and my mind was like, so there it is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you shared it out. Hopefully you tagged somebody in it. Hopefully you guys will follow the journey. I'm 10 days into a 100-day run, and I'm telling you this, at the 100 days, it's not going to stop there. We're going to continue to push forward. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. Love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to start to get a little more, a little better with Instagram. I don't do it enough, but we're going to start. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Keto every day. Arrivederci.